Let me tell you about a risk that's closer to our heart, closer to my heart, because there's always a risk in following Jesus. And I would say that the risk that I feel like that just comes up with me is the risk of being too comfortable. Now, when I say too comfortable, I'm not saying sell your house, sell your car, and go live in Tibet. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in your comfortable Christian bubble. He said that these two people, Priscilla and Aquila, risk their lives for him. And sometimes we won't risk our time for someone else. Case in point, we flew to San Diego to take Chandler for like a little getaway weekend for his 21st birthday. We did a lot of things, and flying was sort of hectic. I don't know why everyone wanted to fly on the same day I did, but they did. So we spent the whole, couple, 2 or 3 days. My wife, Chandler, his girlfriend, were hanging out. We had a great time. And then we were headed back home. And it's time to go get on the flight. And we got to the airport early. So my wife was like, why don't we try to get on the earlier flight? And I was like, bet. Let's do it. Let's get home. So I got to get home and get to church because I'm in that church and I'm missing my people. So let's get on. So I get up to the counter. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to get home. Can we get home early? And he's like, yes, of course, Mr. Metcalf. And I was like, bam, come on. Favor ain't fair. Come on, somebody. You know how we act, right? When something normal happens, we start saying, oh, God, thank you for the parking space. You know how you do. So anyway, I was happy that I got on the plane. But it was a cramped plane. And I was just happy to get on, but I knew I was going to be all the way in the back of the plane. And like I was in the front of the line. The rest of the family was in the back of the line. And I'm going, they're like, save us some seats. So I get all the way to the back of the line. I get all the way into the plane. I sit down. I save some seats. I put my bag down. And my wife and Chandler and Lauren, they're coming. Finally, I'm like, I can't be saving these seats much longer. They finally get in there. And we sit down. And there's a guy sitting next to me, which I did not want to happen. Just being honest. I didn't want that to happen. I want my seat to be empty next to me. Come on, somebody. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to, like sometimes you don't want to just strike up a conversation for an hour and a half. Don't judge me. I say this stuff, and the eyes, you should see your eyes, how judgmental they are. So I get on the plane. Guy sits next to me. We take off. As a courtesy to the person sitting next to me, what did I do? I put my earbuds in. That's a courtesy for me to say, don't talk to me, right? Put my earbuds in, and we're taking off. I don't know what I was listening to, but it was good. It was probably Peter singing something, you know what I'm saying? It was good. We get up in the air. My wife is sitting next to me. Shelby's sitting right here. She has her headphones on. She's listening to some music. She's got her phone, and she's typing on her phone. I'm like, what are you typing? She's typing on her phone. Then she shows her phone to me, and she has typed on her screen, you should talk to the guy next to you. I thought we were on the same team, people. You should talk to the guy next to you. He seems nice. And I was just like, who are you? And we weren't talking, but I just made this face. I just made this face like this. He's sitting right here. I'm like, and you know what I was thinking? I don't have time to talk to you because I want to make sure I read through my sermon. That's what I was thinking. I don't want to talk to you because I'm preparing to preach about Jesus. I think sometimes for me, I don't know if you identify this, sometimes I feel like I'm seeking comfort more than I'm seeking Jesus. My concern is that we would forget what we're here for. And if I struggle with something like that, I would guess you do the same thing. That we are not willing to risk just a moment of conversation. because I'm tired and I don't want to. I'm not willing to have a conversation with someone with the only reason we might have gotten on that airplane would have been the conversation. Is anybody with me this morning? My concern is that we forget what our role in society is and that we don't take any risk. And I'm not talking about the risk of you flying to Africa and being a missionary. I'm talking about just talking to the person sitting you on your plane next to you. I'm talking about talking to your next door neighbor. Sometimes we need to realize that being a follower of Jesus comes with risk. And most of the time it's not as big of a risk as we think. It's just as small as opening up and having a conversation and showing someone that they are loved and cared about. Is anybody with me this morning?